I'm Quinito Henson, and today we're talking Jiu Jitsu.
Yep, super world champions, women world champions. Welcome again to another episode. We're so proud of these two women who have really been crushing it in the recent world championships in the United Arab Emirates. Please welcome Kim Custodio and Meggie Ochoa, gold medalist in the JJIF World Jiu-Jitsu Championships. Congratulations. So, Maggie, you won in the 48 kilogram division and Kim sa 45. Congrats, girls. I wanted to
Thank
ask first
you.
both of you, how was your finals? Kim, I know you beat a Thai opponent, and then si Maggie, I think you beat a Canadian. Make
Yes.
us kwento, how was the finals? Kim muna.
Sa akin yung finals ko po, parang sobrang hirap siya because she's a Thai black belt. And then yun talaga yung sinasabi ni Maggie na kailangan kong paghandaan. So napaghandaan ko naman siya talaga. And then during the finals, sobrang hindi ko lang in-expect na ganun siya kagaling. Kasi yung previous opponents ko, sobrang hindi na nakascore sa akin, nasa-submit ko. And then siya, sobrang nasa-surprise ako sa kung gano'n niya katapang i-take yung mga submissions attempt ko kahit nagpo-pop na yung ankle niya. Tapos ilang beses nag-pop yung ankle niya, sobrang tapos poker face lang siya. Sobrang na-surprise ako kung paano siya, kung gaano siya kalakas, kung gaano siya katapang, gano'n. But then sa awa ng Diyos, ayun po, binigay sa akin yung victory during the golden score. Nag-ano pa po kami nag-overtime kasi
Wow.
after the 6 minutes round, tie kami. So nag-golden score kami. Whoever the first one score wins. Ayun, parang
Wow, dramatic pala ang pagkapanalo mo.
yeah. So during the overtime, sobrang parang nag-black na lang lahat. Then siya lang yung nakikita ko. Yun ata yung sinasabi nilang hyper-focus. Tapos narinig ko si Maggie na sumigaw na, Kim, eto na yon! Yung dinidream mo, eto na yon! Gumagano. Parang yun narinig ko. Pero tapos after that, wala na akong natandaan. Tapos nagsabi na lang yung referee na stop, ganon. Tapos, ayun, nanalo na ako. Tapos, ni-rewind ko pinanood ko yung laban ko. Ano nangyari? Paano ko siya na-sweep? Or paano ko siya na-take down? Ganon. Pero dahil din siguro sa tuloy-tuloy na training and then drills, yun ata yung muscle memory mo na recognize mo yung every situations, ganon. Ayun.
That's incredible. That just means you were super in the zone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yun nga po.
Grabe.
Ayun.
And Kim, yung ilang beses na naririnig mo, nagpapap yung ankle, hindi mo naman in-armbar yung kalaban mo because you're known as the armbar queen.
Yeah, masyadong malayo. Sobrang hindi yun yung habol ko sa kanya. Parang habol ko talaga yung paa niya para sa footlocks and then leg locks, gano'n. Pero sobrang galing pa rin niyang i-defend. Ayun, kahit actually nag-pop as in 3 times, as in naririnig ko, tapos binibitawan ko kasi ayoko naman na
What?
siya.
3 times? So unless the opponent quits, tuloy pa rin yung fight, even if even if those kinds of injuries are happening. That's amazing.
Yes po.
Ang tapang rin.
Kahit like actually dislocated yung shoulder mo, but then if you choose to continue the fight, continue talaga. Ayun.
What a sport you guys compete in. Maggie, how was it for you?
Yung sa akin naman, my opponent is actually someone na I always go against. So, it's actually the 3rd time we're going against each other. 2018, she was also my final. And then 2021, she beat me. But my performance in 2021 was so bad. She beat me by 1 advantage. Parang wala yung presence of mind ko sa laban. So, ito parang, I kind of knew what to expect because I already knew her techniques. I knew her, ganyan. But then, like, sa finals match ko kasi, parang this year, it was different. Kasi, like what Kim said, iba nga yung preparations for this one eh. The previous one, we came from a pandemic, but then this time around, I knew I was ready for this kasi we did all that we can to prepare it. Like we did training camps and all that. And then by the time nung finals match ko, well, you'll see it dun sa pag entrance ko sa finals. I was just so joyful. joyful knowing, number one, that I was doing this for God's glory. As in, that was the only thing in my mind before my match, all out for God's glory.
That's
And then,
awesome.
as in, that was the only thing in my mind. I wasn't even thinking of the gold medal or winning. And then
Really?
it just produced joy in me. And then when I entered, parang I just had that trust in the Lord, knowing that He would be fighting with me. And ayun nga, when I entered into the finals match, I was actually skipping, skipping into the finals match. And then the moment na the match started, we both went down. We did double pull. She came up. And then I knew now what to do from then on. I knew that I could like sweep her, meaning reverse the
Mm-hmm.
position, end up on top. And that's exactly what happened. Because that was my game plan. That was my
Mm.
game plan talaga. I knew that she would come up because I watched her recent matches, and that's what she's
Mm-hmm.
been doing. She's been taking the top position. And yun nga, I knew that she would come up, and so I swept her. And then after I swept her, she even got me into a triangle choke attempt. So
Oh,
while I was in the triangle choke, I was actually praying. I
that
was
Oh my
is
praying,
gosh.
but then, but I knew naman what to do. So I was able to defend it, and then she let go. And then like eventually, ayun, na keep ko naman yung top position, and then the match ended. I would say it was the most difficult match then among the different opponents that I went through, kasi she's also the champion sa World Games.
Well,
Yun.
Maggie,
fantastic.
you
Mm-mm.
won that 2-0, and you did not drop a point the entire competition. And that's
Yeah.
amazing because just looking at your record here, you beat someone from the UAE, from Ukraine, from Romania, and then finally si Vicky from Canada. And yeah, you swept everything, and we're so proud of you. And I just want to be able to say, Diane, Kim, Meggie is among the 50 greatest all-time Filipino athletes. And
Wow.
it's in this book,
Oh yeah,
and
you were featured
Maggie's,
in that book that Quinito
here it
wrote.
is, here it is. Maggie
Yeah.
Ochoa, right here. So we're so proud of her because she is a legend. Uh,
Oh.
uh, a living legend, pwede natin sabihin. And, Maggie, I also noticed that in 2019, nung nakakuha ka ng gold medal sa SEA Games, you competed in the 45 kilogram
Yeah.
division.
Yeah.
Then in 2022, this year in the Southeast Asian Games sa Hanoi, you also won gold in the 48 kilogram division.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes, depending on the federation, you also move into the 49 kilogram division.
Mm-hmm.
And can you just tell us how you've been able to adjust going from one division to another? And hindi naman masyadong kalakihan yung agwat,
Yeah.
no? But
Yeah.
how are you adjusting?
Um, Actually, to be honest, cause my natural weight is around like 46,
Ah,
forty
you're
six, 47. So it's
46.
somewhere in the middle talaga.
I
So
see.
when I do 45, I just cut a little bit. When I do 48, um, actually, honestly, I should have bulked up more kasi the size difference against my opponents malaki talaga. But then instead of bulking up more kasi this time around, I actually weighed in at 45.9 for JJIF Worlds. I was very underweight, but
Oh,
what
that's
I
light.
focused,
Yeah.
yeah, I was light, but I focused kasi more on technique. As in terms of preparing for this competition. I did weights, but not even too much. Kasi in jiu-jitsu, parang, ano talaga, it's really technique eh. So I focus on
Yeah.
like really sharpening my technique and making sure na kahit gaano kalakas yung kalaban ko, I have the right technique to address their strength. So that's pretty much what I focus on talaga, technique. I do strength and conditioning, I do weights, but then it's just like to complement whatever
Mm-hmm.
techniques I worked on.
I'm very amazed at your faith and your tenacity. I know you're like, oh, just 5 feet, right? Am I right? Or
Yes,
just a little
just
bit
5 feet.
under? Yeah, but
I'm
you're
just
a
5 feet.
you're a tenacious woman, and you're fighting on the mat, like you said, for the glory of God, and it's making you win so many medals. But you have another advocacy that you are fighting for. Can you tell us about that? Because ever since I've known you, parang yun talaga isa sa mga motivation mo, right? Which is
Mhm.
to help women with your advocacy.
Yeah. So the advocacy that I have is called Fight to Protect. Um it's focused on addressing the issue of child sexual violence through jiu-jitsu. So right now, the main focus of Fight to Protect is teaching jiu-jitsu to survivors of child sexual violence. So what we do
Mm.
now is we partner with homes, with shelters that care for these children who were rescued, and then we teach them jiu-jitsu. It's been going on for years. We started in 2016, and
Mm-hmm.
then ayun, so it's still ongoing now. Some are still online because of the pandemic and the rules of the shelters, but some have already gone in person. We've expanded to right now we are in three shelters. It used to be just one. And then I think, although right now I think the biggest progress of the advocacy is actually pretty much adopting someone who was part of the program. So I'm kind of like a mother now of someone that started in the program.
Oh, you took in someone you
Yeah,
adopted
yeah, yeah. Our
a girl.
family did. Yeah, our family did. Yeah.
Oh, okay, and she's continuing to compete in jiu-jitsu, or are you mentoring her to compete, or no?
Well, right now, I'm really making her focus more on school because she does have struggles with school. But I do make her train as well, on weekends and then whenever she's available. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, these two ladies are amazing. And Kim,
Yeah.
let's talk to you now. Back in 2004, okay, I think you were 17 years old at that time. You won a beauty title, Miss Iloilo Pinagyang. And then in
Galing.
2016, you won a novice world championship, or rather, you took a silver medal in the
Yes.
Brazilian Jiu Jitsu World Championships as a white belter. And can you tell us about the transformation from being a beauty queen to uh, to a Jiu Jitsu practitioner and now a world champion?
Iba rin, ano?
Yeah. Yung pagiging beauty queen ata po, parang teenage dream pa yon. Kaya I
Mm.
joined when I was 17. But then after school, after college po kasi nag-concentrate na ako sa work ko. And then, nung nag-work kasi ako, sobrang tumaba ako. As in, like, tumaba ako na umabot sa 34 yung waistline ko. And then, sobrang nasasad ako. Even if I tie my shoes or nag-wear ako ng stocking, sinihingal ako. And then, pag may makikita kong dress sa mall, and then I tried it on, it really looked bad on me. Yung parang na-depress ako dahil doon. So, after that, nag-sign up ako sa boxing. Sabi kasi nila mabilis makakapagpapayat yung boxing. And then, yung
Mm-mm.
coach ko, inintroduce sa akin yung jiu-jitsu. So, right then and there, sobrang na-in-love ako sa sport kasi hindi ko kailangan na malakas, hindi ko kailangan na malaki ako to dominate someone bigger and stronger than me. So, sobrang na-amaze ako kasi kaya mong tumalo ng lalaki, kahit babae ka, kahit maliit ka. So, ayun po, after that, may time pa nga na I quit my job para mag-concentrate ako sa jiu-jitsu. And then, yung ginawa
Wow.
I spent all my earnings going outside the country. Nagpapa-private lesson ako sa mga legend ng jiu-jitsu.
Wow.
Nagcompete ako sa novice world championship. Tinry ko. So, nag-silver naman ako. Then, yung ginawa ko, hindi na ako bumalik sa job ko. Yung ginawa ko, nag-teach na lang ako ng jiu-jitsu kahit sobrang low-paying job siya. Actually wala ngang bayad eh. I just get to train for free kasi medyo mahal yung jiu-jitsu actually dito sa Philippines. And then
Mm-hmm.
mahal din yung mga gi namin. So may nakakuha ko ng sponsor because I won that world championship, nag-silver ako. So ayun, hanggang sa sumali ako sa national team, and then eto na nga po, may sarili na akong gym sa Makati, as in nagtuloy-tuloy na yung success ko sa jiu-jitsu. Tapos ngayon, naging world champion na ako. Ayun.
Kim, your
Wow, what a
background.
great
You mentioned,
story.
yeah, your background. You mentioned you finished college. Where did you go to school? And then what was that job that you had that you eventually quit to focus on jiu-jitsu?
Well, sa Iloilo po, graduate ako ng Bachelor of Science in Cruise Ship Management. And then after that, nag-work ako sa cruise ship. Tapos dun talaga ako tumaba. Pero, pumalik po ako dito sa Philippines and I work sa Resorts World as a business development executive. It's a marketing job for casino. So, sobrang pangit ng lifestyle na kahit nasa job ka, umiinom ka, and then as in daming pagkain lagi kasi kami po yung nag-invite kami ng mga players to play in a casino, parang ganun po. And then sobrang sama ng lifestyle. So sobrang lumaki talaga ako, and then sobrang failure yung yung health ko. So after that, sobrang toxic din ng environment siguro because inside the casino. So ayun, nagtry ako into fitness, and I really like it. As in, sobrang nag-change lahat ng mindset ko, yung discipline ko sa self ko. Tapos yung feeling na every day, every morning, you wake up in the morning and then mag-gym ka or yung magte-train ka, sobrang iba yung feeling po. So ayun, as in nag-focus na lang ako into fitness, and then awa ng Diyos, as in parang so far nagiging successful naman yung ganong transition and ganong yung pinili kong life over something na actually yun sobrang stable ako kasi it's a high paying job. Pero alam mo yun, yung feeling and then yung wellness ko, parang sobrang hindi mababayaran ng money.
That's an incredible story you have.
Really, really.
I mean, Quinito, imagine from beauty queen to cruise ship work, casino work, and then turn around jiu-jitsu, becoming world champion. And I love yung dedication mo na ginastos mo yung pera mo para to improve your craft going abroad.
Yeah.
I mean, what did your parents have to say about this? I mean, did you do this on your own? Sino ba kasi to do something like that, you really need a lot of people to believe in you siguro. Or, I mean, who was helping you through this?
Wala. As in, actually, sobrang, hanggang ngayon, hindi maintindihan ng family ko kung bakit eto yung pinili ko. Kung ba't iniwan ko yung ganung life na sobrang stable na job, ganun. Dapat daw, 35, may family na ako, mga ganon. Tapos from Iloilo pa. So medyo conservative po sila. So wala lang. At least, kasi ginamit ko naman yung sariling kong pera. Hindi naman ako nang hingi sa kanila. I moved out of the house. Nandito naman ako sa Manila. So, wala, yung mom ko parang nagsasabi, ikaw, bahala ka, malaki ka na, ganon. Pero hanggang ngayon, hindi pa rin talaga nila. Well, iba na ngayon kasi nagkaroon ako ng sariling sa Makati, and then I became a world champion. Parang nakikita naman po nila na tama naman po yung choice
It's
ko.
paying off.
Yes, and you're following your dream.
But that's an amazing, I love your story.
And just going back to jiu-jitsu again, Kim, you're a purple belter. What do you need to do to become a black belter?
Megs, I don't know. Meggie, promote mo ko. Joke lang. May mga, paano Megs? Paano maging purple? Paano maging black belt? Hindi, parang ipopromote ka lang po ng black belts mo. Well, you need to train. You need to have a certain level, I guess. And then you need to compete. Ganon. Si Meggie ata yung kailangan tanungin.
Meggie, paano nga ba? Will it be recognition coming from the federation? You have to win certain number of senior level competitions and then you will be recognized?
Actually, you don't. Competition is not a requirement, but it will speed up the process. Kasi to become a black belt, all you need to do is be consistent. You have to keep training. You have to, even if you train just 2 times a week, but you train 2 times a week every week. Kasi the one that promotes you to black belt is usually whoever is the black belt that's focusing on coaching you. Yeah, whoever is training you. So if they see your consistency, if they see that you're progressing in terms of the way that you absorb techniques and apply techniques, whether in sparring sessions or in competition, then they will determine whether you're ready for the next level or not. So it's really up to your coach by when you get promoted. But normally, it really doesn't, it takes quite a while. I guess it also depends on the standards of your club.
Yeah.
Okay. And Meggie, just as far as your background is concerned, when you were studying at Ateneo, you did track.
Yeah.
And from track, I understand you also thought of dabbling into mixed martial arts before moving into jiu-jitsu. Can you tell us about that transition and what event in track and field were you doing?
In track and field, my coach made me do everything.
Oh my God.
Sprints or long distance?
I did sprints, I did long distance, I did
Oh,
heptathlon, and
oh
I
my
even did shot
gosh.
put and discus even if I
Oh
was
my
so
God,
small.
lahat na pala.
Yeah. No,
Buti
but
hindi pole vault.
no, pole vault they didn't. My sister did pole vault, but
Oh my
I
gosh.
I was not very good at track and field. I never won a medal in UAAP. Maybe that's why my coach kept transferring me events because like he couldn't find what which event I was for. Yun pala pang jiu-jitsu talaga dapat. Yeah, but ayan nga, I did track and field. But I think that whole experience of experiencing the different events actually developed the different parts of my body, and it actually prepared me for jiu-jitsu. So I think
Yeah,
may
for
reason din si
sure.
God why he allowed that to happen. And then so yun nga,
Yeah,
from track
no?
and field, MMA. MMA naman I did that because I had a teammate in track and field who tried MMA after college, and then he told me about it. And then I just got interested because I'm very fascinated with challenges, and it sounded very challenging, and I tried it. And then I was so addicted. Like I would train every single day, commute from work and all that. And then um, MMA, I really wanted to fight. So I wanted to. I found an opponent one time, and then the opponent backed out, and then they found the replacement, and then the replacement backed out again, and then after that, I never found an opponent again
Oh my
for MMA. So I never got to fight because it's so hard because I'm small. Back then, I was not even 100 pounds, so like it was so hard for me to find an opponent because you can't fight much heavier in MMA. Delikado, 'di ba? Kasi there's striking. So, ayun, and then my coach then told me to focus on jiu-jitsu na lang. Parang si Kim, 'di ba? In-encourage ng coach from boxing to jiu-jitsu. So, that's when I tried jiu-jitsu in 2013, and then ayun, a month into training, I started competing, and then I never stopped since then.
Maggie, see, Kim told us a little bit about her work background before focusing on jiu-jitsu. What about you? You
Mhm.
mentioned you also did some work. What was that work
Yeah.
about?
Um, Actually, I was actually working in Bantay Kalikasan, ABS-CBN Foundation. Actually, that's where I met Miss
Mm,
Diane before,
Oh,
working with
that's
okay.
Ma'am
right.
Gina.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I worked
Mhm.
with Ma'am Gina Lopez before. And I loved my job, but I had to resign from it like Kim to pursue jiu-jitsu.
That's your calling.
Well,
Well, the
that's really
common thread
amazing.
between the two of you, diba, is that you're both so dedicated, diba? And
And you're both
passionate
world
about
champions.
what you do. I wanted to ask, so nag-meet na kayo in the sport of jiu-jitsu, and are you good friends now? Can you tell us about like where did you meet? And then, she was telling us now your mom's even like super cheering for her. So tell us about, I guess you're super close now.
Yes po.
So
Yes, much
wh-
Actually,
where did
closer. Say go, Kim.
yeah, yeah. Kaya actually medyo roommate kami nung nasa Abu Dhabi. So parang siya yung medyo nagiging spirit animal ko. And even before pa, like even when I was a white belt, siya actually yung isa sa nakita ko na parang sobrang na-fascinate ako sa jiu-jitsu. Kasi nung nakita ko siya, world champion na siya. And then I was like, grabe, ang liit niya. And ang ganda niya. Parang
Oh,
ganun.
wow. Liit and
Kaya
ganda.
gusto ko maging ganun din. So ako naman, na bilang sobrang competitive na tao, I trained hard. Kasi gusto ko maging katulad niya kasi maliit siya. And then, it's not like any other sport na sobrang magbabulk up ka, na parang, tapos, alam mo yun, pero tapos siya, sobrang, as in, maano yung mukha niya, maaliwalas, parang ganon. Tapos
Feminine pa
sobrang, parang,
rin.
yeah, so,
No.
sobrang ganyan, and ganon. And then, she's a world champion. And then, gusto ko maging ganon. So, yung ginawa ko, as in, sobrang I trained really hard. But then,
Bagay
yun nga,
kayo, bagay kayo.
yung
Yeah,
first
you guys
actually
have beauty
nag-change
and
yung I
brains.
yes.
Pero
Nag-ano ako,
Kim, you
yes.
mentioned, I'm really curious, sorry, you mentioned your waist went up to 34
Opo.
inches. And now
Yes.
you're competing in 45 kilograms
Yeah.
category. So I just want to,
Yes.
what's your waistline now? And did you lose weight because of boxing or because
No.
of jiu-jitsu?
Natatawa si Maggie, oh.
Huh?
Medyo, sa boxing, medyo nag-lose weight ako ng konti, but not as much as kung paano ako nag-shred sa jiu-jitsu. Parang ganun po. And my waistline right now is 24.
All right.
That's 9 inches. That's like
Yeah.
That's like this much.
Yes po, opo. Ang laki
Unbelievable.
ko, as in ang laki ko talaga. And then my face, and then yung legs ko, sobrang laki talaga before. I wish I have pictures, but then yung before ata Friendster pa lang yung ano, then nawala na yung Friendster. So wala na akong pictures nang mataba ako. And then nung mataba ako, sobrang hindi ako nagpapa-picture kasi I look different. And then
Good job.
when I was in the airport pagdating ko from my cruise ship job actually, as in, yung mom ko tinitigan pa ako, tapos gumaganon ako sa kanya. And then tinitigan pa, hi! Parang gano'n, parang sobrang late. So, hindi niya ako nakikilala. Then, seem like, gano'n din yung mga friends ko, yung parang, anong nangyari sa'yo? Yun yung i-greet nila sa akin. So, nasaan ako.
Great transformation. But
Yeah,
Kim, is it
amazing.
also true that one of the reasons why you took up jiu-jitsu was also for self-defense? Because is that true?
Yes po. Kasi, like, Ilongga ako dito. As in, first time ko sa Manila. Lahat ng mga classmates ko, as in lahat, na napupunta dito sa Manila, sinasabi nila na hold up sila, na snatch sila, as in, nakaladkad sila kasi they were fighting for their phone, ganon. So ako, ko talaga, kaya kong i-protect yung self ko kasi sobrang, as in, baguhan ako dito sa Manila. So, yun din.
That's
Well,
great.
we're about ready to wrap up our show. It's been such an interesting discussion. But I have one last question for Meggie, and this involves Jiu-Jitsu entering the Olympics. And if we talk about Jiu-Jitsu, there are so many kinds, and it's a little confusing. My understanding is the International Olympic Committee is also confused as to what kind of Jiu-Jitsu to program or calendar in the Olympics. And that's the reason why wala pang decision on whether Jiu-Jitsu should be in the Olympics or not. There's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, there's Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, there's combat Jiu-Jitsu, there's gi, no gi Jiu-Jitsu. Can you enlighten us, Meggie? Ano itong mga different kinds of or variations of Jiu-Jitsu? What is the heritage of Jiu-Jitsu? Did Judo come from this? And is there hope that someday Jiu-Jitsu will be in the Olympic calendar?
Yeah, so right now there's only one official federation of jiu-jitsu that's really applying na maging Olympic recognized, and that's the Jiu-Jitsu International Federation. And what the JJIF is actually trying to do is trying to bring together all the different kinds of jiu-jitsu. That's why if you notice in the JJIF World Championship, there are actually different kinds of jiu-jitsu in the actual championship. So they're trying to bring all the different kinds of jiu-jitsu under one umbrella para nga mas ma-organize siya.
Ah,
And then
okay.
JJIF is the one that's applying to the IOC. So I know this because they actually put me in the board of JJIF. So in terms of IOC recognition naman, IOC has a lot of requirements for a sport to be recognized. And JJIF has been trying for years, and they did attend our Congress, the IOC, online lang naman. And then they announced na by 2023, that's when they will say whether we will get recognition or not in this current application process. Kasi may mga process yan every so and so period. But if ever, the earliest time that Jiu-Jitsu could possibly be part of the Olympics is 2028. So 2024 set na kasi all the sports. But if ever, most likely it will be a demo sport muna. But we don't know yet if they will grant the recognition. Kasi first step is they recognize you first as an IOC recognized sport. And then there's another process to be part of the Summer Olympic Games. So mahaba talaga yung process to be part of the Olympics. And in terms of the heritage naman, Jiu-Jitsu came from Japan. It used to be like the fighting system of the samurais before. And then Judo did come from yung JUJITSU na Jiu-Jitsu. But right now, when you say Jiu-Jitsu, most of the world thinks of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because it was popularized niya by mixed martial arts, by the Grizzlies. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Well,
wonderful.
It gives us a history of what this is all about, and we're hoping that when and if Jiu-Jitsu is in the Olympics, that you guys are still active, that you can represent the Philippines in the Olympics. That would be amazing. But if not, keep on winning those world championships and those gold medals. And I think the Philippines is already so proud of you for what you've done for yourselves and for the sport of Jiu-Jitsu. And with that, Dyan, I want to thank Meggie and Kim for gracing our show. It's been such an enjoyable discussion, believe me, Dyan.
Yeah, Kim, tell us about that jiu-jitsu school that you set up in Makati. Sino bang pwedeng mag-enroll dyan? Kids? All women ba yan? Or pwede
No
rin
po,
mga
pwede po
guys?
sa lahat. We teach kids as early as 4 years old. It's a Carpe
Okay.
Diem Jiu-Jitsu Manila. It's in Salcedo Street po. Sobrang lapit lang siya sa Legazpi Park, Car Park. And then lahat, meron din po kaming beginners class, meron din kaming advanced class, and we also have open mats to those na gusto lang mag-roll for like a week, kahit weekend po, we're open.
Nice. So
Okay.
how does one get in touch with you if they wanna sign up or try the sport?
Yes po. Meron po kaming Facebook page and then and Instagram page. It's Carpe Diem Jiu-Jitsu Manila. And then our website po, carpediemjujitsu.manila po.
Nice.
carpediemjujitsumanila.com.
Okay. And then
Oh,
also
great.
for those who want to be involved in Maggie's fight to protect advocacy, I think they can also is it accessible on Facebook, Maggie, so that maybe anyone who wants to support it or wants to join in your advocacy, can you tell
Yeah.
us how to get in
Yep.
touch?
So yeah, if anybody wants to get involved with Fight to Protect, you can message us both on Facebook and Instagram. On Instagram, it's just Fight to Protect, no space. Just spell the words without space. And then on Facebook, if you want to search it, you can search it Fight and then number two Protect, no space as well.
Okay,
Well,
that's
good
perfect.
job, girls. Keep
Yeah,
up the
really.
great work. I love your dedication, and we're cheering for you. And laban lang until the next competition. Is there gonna be jiu-jitsu in Cambodia in the SEA Games?
Yes, there will be jujitsu, but we don't have a weight class.
So you can't join. So you won't be
No.
you won't be joining, but others will.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been great talking to you. Thank you so much, ladies. I'm
Thank
very
you.
curious about this jiu-jitsu, but I know it's so difficult and galing nyo. So keep it up. God bless. More power.
Thank you very much again. More power.
Thank
So
you.
proud of you guys.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
I love both of their stories, Quinito. They're so driven, so all in, and just to hear about what they had to give up to do their sport without even having many people believe in them, like Kim, di ba? I mean, I know the parents of Meggie are super all out support sa kanya, but si Kim, parang she did it all on her own. But look at her now; she's smiling, and she's a world champion. So
Yeah, they're totally focused and so enthusiastic about their sport and about their
love it.
life. The way they talked about their journey coming from their backgrounds and being world champions now, it's just an incredible story, and we're just so happy, Diane, that Maggie and Kim joined us for this episode and to share their stories with all of our Playitright TV followers and viewers. So thanks very much. Remember, like, share, subscribe to Playitright TV. We're here for you.
And please visit playitright.com. They have wonderful products, world class products for sale at really good prices. There are Asics shoes, there are basketballs, volleyballs, all your favorite brands. Perfect time to go shopping because it's the Christmas season. And me, I always love to give sports gifts. So why not do so this Christmas? Check them out, please. Playitright.com. And thank you again for joining Quinito in this episode. This is Dyan Castillejo. Until next time.
Thanks, guys.